Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been a hot minute. I haven't been recording with you guys in so freaking long, and I will do a video and explain everything. I promise I'm not naked. I'm wearing a shirt, but I'm doing a fun avatar look today, and I need to do my neck and different things. So yeah, I didn't want obviously there to get blue all over my shirt and different stuff. I don't want you to think I'm naked, so I have my straps here. Anyways, I'm gonna I think do a video where I'm just like doing my makeup and maybe talking through it or putting some music. I'm not gonna go through each step just because it is going to be a very long makeup look. So I'm really excited to be doing this. I love doing the Halloween looks. They're so much fun. I do have a slight amount of makeup on my face, but I'm gonna try and just like wipe it off and work with what I got. So yeah, let's just get into this. I will have everything listed down below that I used. Thank you for watching, and let's go. Okay guys, we're going to be starting with some primer. I definitely recommend priming your face because you're going in with so much on your face today. So just prime it. I used the Maybelline primer, but it doesn't really matter which one you use. And then I am going to be doing my brows just a normal way, nothing fancy, nothing different, just pretty normal. Shaping them out and then using a little spoolie on the end, and I will just blend them. Going in with the James Charles palette, and those three shades that I pointed to are kind of the shades that I'm going to be going in with for my eyes. I don't really have a particular way. You just want to kind of do your eyes all blue and just focus one color on the whole entire lid, and then I will go eventually and take the darker shade of the three and do like more of a shadow on the outside edges of my eye. Continuing to blend here. And here's where I'm adding in that darker shade on the outer corners of my eye just to give some dimension. Now I'm taking the lightest of the three shades and going under my brow bone just to kind of highlight that whole area. Okay, now I'm starting on the face paint. I kind of forgot to show you initially the shade that I went in with, but on the face paint palette, there is a dark blue and a lighter blue. I kind of mixed the two together, and then I switched to just using mainly the dark shade, but I have that listed down below, so I will eventually show the face palette and you can see what I'm talking about. But I'm mainly just blending it out with a sponge. It did take a really long time to do this, so just be patient with yourself, especially to get the shade, you know, the same all over. Then I switched to a little brush just to get around my brows and in those areas that are kind of harder to get to. And then again, I'm just taking that sponge and just blending everything out, and I will just continue to add more, because as you can see under my eyes, it's definitely not as blue as I want it to. So I'm going to start to add in a minute. And there it is, I'm adding it in. And now I'm just getting the ears. You don't have to get them perfect, but I just wanted them to be at least blue so they're not so like standing out. I'm just filling in my whole forehead area. Basically making myself look like a Smurf. Getting that other ear. And now I'm starting to my neck. I wish that I would have done my neck a little bit more bluer, my neck and my shoulder area, because as you'll see, I really didn't get it as blue as my face. You can definitely see like skin color underneath. I think I was getting a little bit lazy, and so I wish I would have went in and made it more blue all throughout, but you know, we get the idea. Okay, so now I am just concealing my face with a lighter blue shade. But as you'll see, I start to notice, okay, so I'm doing it all, but then as I start to blend it out with my sponge, it was actually like removing the face paint from my face. I don't know how that was happening, but it was. And so I eventually had to just go back in with the dark blue and kind of cover it up and improvise. And I end up just going in with a shade on the Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I think it was the Jawbreaker palette. There's a light blue shade on there, and I'll have it listed down below. And that's what I ended up using to conceal my face. So anywhere that you would normally conceal your face is where I did the light blue shade, just to kind of highlight those high points of the face and give some dimension in the blue look. So here's where you can see me doing that, adding that light blue shade. And I think I'm about to realize that I'm kind of disappearing on this blue background. So I'm going, yep, here it is. I changed my background because I was just kind of like, where am I in this whole thing? Thought it would be a good idea to do that, and it just wasn't. So now I'm going in with a brush and just, again, brushing that shade over those spots just to kind of like make it look even more concealed. Now I'm going in with a deep navy shade on the James Charles palette, and I'm starting to draw those avatar lines in. So I do the sides of my nose like you would when you're concealing, and you just put it up into your brow and kind of brush it over the bottom of your brow. And the same thing on the other side. Just trying to blend it and make sure the shading is all right, and then you are going to kind of come down that tip of your nose and add some there as well. And I'm just adding in the lines on the other side of my forehead. This was probably one of my favorite parts because I feel like it just drew everything together and definitely made me start to look like an avatar. Like up until this point, it was like, I'm just looking like a Smurf, but this definitely started to bring everything together. So I kind of drew like an upside down triangle right at the center of your forehead, and then you draw it down, and you draw it down into like kind of like a little diamond shape right between your brows. Two small lines in between there. And now I'm starting the lines on the side of my face. I did switch between a couple brushes. Like for my forehead, I did use a more fluffy brush, and then in those little lines on the forehead, I did switch to this tinier brush by Morphe. I will try to have the brushes numbers listed down below as well. So now I'm just starting on my shoulders and doing the lines coming towards the center. These were like a little bit more difficult just because it was like trying to line them up to look the same on the other side. And they definitely weren't perfect. Now I just took a pink shade from the Jeffree Star Jawbreaker palette, and I'm just rubbing it on my nose with my finger right now. I will go over it later with like a brush, but I just wanted to start it off with my finger. I'm taking that navy shade and with a brush just shading the outer edges of my lips to give some dimension. And now here I am with the brush, just going with that pink shade again and adding it to the lips. Finishing out the lines on the side of my face. And on my neck. Okay, now I'm going back in with that pink shade again. I started off with a brush and then I was just like, it's not showing up as well. So my little paint palette came with that little applicator, and so I tried doing that, and then I kind of just realized my finger was kind of working the best to get the shade to come out as pigmented as I wanted it to. Same thing with my lips. And you're kind of just applying that to the center of the lips, a little towards the outer edges, but you want to leave that dark blue on the outer edges. Now I'm taking that white from my paint palette, and we're just going to start drawing little dots. The paint palette came with a tiny, tiny little pointed brush, and that's what I'm using. I'm just drawing little dots. Now you want to keep the dots on the light blue part of your face. The dark blue parts do not get any dots because you want those to stand out. I kind of realized here that I forgot to draw a couple lines there, so I'm just adding those in on both sides. Okay, and again, I'm just going to continue now and draw all these white dots everywhere. Towards the end, I will flip the brush over and start using like the bottom of the brush because it kind of was easier to get a more precise dot than the actual pointed side. It would start to like make it look kind of folded and flat instead of a dot. So I eventually switched and used the bottom of the brush, and I would just suggest maybe starting off that way because it definitely helped getting better looking dots. Here's where I switched the brush, so you can kind of see that those dots are coming out a little bit better. And it was definitely easier. Okay, now I'm putting on some lashes. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills lashes. I don't remember what style, but I'll have that listed down below. I did not put mascara on first because I didn't know how everything was going to be with my paint on my face, so I just put mascara on afterwards, and I used the Lancome Monsieur Big. I don't know how to say that word, but it's some of the best mascara out there, and again, it will be listed down below. Now I'm just taking tiny little rubber bands. You can get these at the dollar store or pretty much anywhere, and I'm just doing 3 braids on each side of my head to, you know, give in more of that avatar look. So I'm leaving a little piece of hair hanging towards the front of my face and then grabbing that neck section, and that's where I start my braid. Then going towards the middle of my head and doing another braid, and then one kind of towards the middle / back of my head. Okay, again on the other side, just leave that small piece of hair right there in front of your face and then start your braid. I'm going towards the middle there. My hair kept getting knotted on like every braid I would do. I don't know about you guys when you do braids, if your hair gets knotted, it's like, I don't know how it's happening, but I'll do a braid and then towards the bottom, it's like all knotted and I have to pull it apart. It's so frustrating. And I think that's pretty much it for this look. So I'm going to switch back to the video. Okay guys, that is the finished look for today. I look insane, but I'm super happy with the outcome. I think it looks really cool, really sweet. I'm really happy with it. Let me know your thoughts down below, what you think of it, how I did. I'm not naked, I just feel like I look naked right now. Anyways, yeah, let me know if you have any requests or anything, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.